Hey guys, Mackie here and welcome to The Lab, a series where I document my journey towards becoming a better Melee player. So I just moved over from being a Peach player, and that came with a bit of doubt about whether or not I should change characters or if I should play as Peach. And something happened when I was just practicing against the CPU that kind of solidified my thoughts about playing with Jigglypuff. I wish I had the match recorded. Unfortunately, it was on the TV in my living room and I wasn't recording it, but I know I was playing Falco on Yoshi's story. And what happened was I was at this platform here and then Falco was actually down on the ledge down there. And he jumped up and he did an illusion onto stage and I just jumped down and did a rest about here somewhere and killed the Falco. So I punished his illusion and I also got a really good edge guard in the same game. But so anyway, after I got the rest on Falco here when he goes flying up and off into the abyss, I found myself screaming. I was like, yes! I was so excited. And it was then that I kind of knew that, okay, this character feels pretty good and I really like this character. So that was kind of a moment to solidify to me that says, yes, I'm definitely going to give this character a good go. And yeah, so I got that, decided that, hey, I really like this character, I'm going to play it. And so then I went ahead and I did some net play with some of the local guys. And from net play, I learned a couple of things about Puff and the way I play it. One of the things I learned was that I was going in too riskily. So I would do like a back air, but then land right next to them, like I was right next to Falco just then. And that just doesn't work. I've watched Hungrybox play and he just spaces things so much better, basically so he can't be punished. And I also learned that I need to practice punishing tech rolls. Okay, so one of the things that a guy that I was playing against kept doing, whenever I would hit him to the edge, he would tech roll in. And I have seen Hungrybox punish that with a rest. And so you can actually set up 20XX to practice that. I'll just show you how to do it in case you ever want to do it yourself. If you go into the debug menu, we then want to go to CPU codes and we go to ground tech options, and basically we change it so tech roll forwards is on 100%. So when you generally hit someone, it turns them around so they're facing you. So that's why we select tech roll forwards on 100%. And the rest we take down to 0. Because you can just go into one player mode, go to training, then choose your stage. The easiest to start with is obviously going to be FD. I like to set the percentage of the CPU to around 40, but you can change it. And then practicing, it's easy. You can just pick them up and throw them. And then you want to run in and do a rest. And that's basically it. So it's all about getting the timing down, but really knowing the spacing in the tech. You can also do it with the back air. So let me see if I can L cancel at the same time. Alright, let's try that again. There we go. So I practiced that a bit this morning, and when I was playing against the 20XX CPUs, I did notice it more. I wasn't able to hit any of them, but I did notice the tech roll in more, and so I'm getting there. So hopefully as I continue to practice, that will become part of my skill set. So yeah, that's it. That's where I'm at the moment. I have given myself 3 months in order to get back to the level I was at with Peach. So I'm going to be practicing at least an hour a day, probably more like 2 to 3 hours a day is what I'm going to be aiming for. I've got a tournament coming up tomorrow night. I've got one in 2 weekends time. I'm then going interstate to play the tournament and practice there. So, you know, I think it's achievable in 3 months. It's going to be hard, but I'm going to push myself and try to achieve it. So that's where I'm at for today. Until next time, get back to the lab.